Welcome back on Market Headline. Indonesia again received the assistance of a number of medical devices from other countries. In last Friday, a number of aids from the United Arab Emirates arrived in Indonesia. Indonesia again received the assistance of a number of medical devices from other countries. In last Friday, a number of aids from the United Arab Emirates arrived in Indonesia. The aid is the first wave from the UAE. The aid includes 250,000 doses of Sinopharm vaccine, 450 units of 40-liter oxygen cylinders, 150 units of portable oxygen concentrators, and 20 tons of medical safety equipment. The medical safety equipment is personal protective equipment, masks, gloves, and several other equipment. Meanwhile, previously on Wednesday, July 1st, aid from Singapore had also arrived. The assistance includes 250 oxygen cylinders with a capacity of 50 liters, 2 ISO tanks, 570 oxygen concentrators, 600 nasal cannula, and 600 bubble humidifiers. IDX Channel reports. The second wave of COVID-19 that hit Indonesia caused a spike in positive cases. As a result, health facilities are overwhelmed due to the reduced availability of drugs and equipment to treat patients. In the midst of the COVID-19 storm, a number of countries provided assistance to Indonesia. Which countries and what was given to Indonesia? Let's examine it further in this following infographics. And in the first graphic, we can see the latest situation of COVID-19 pandemic in Indonesia as of July 14th. The cases, 41.5 thousand new cases per day, 900 deaths per day, 443.5 thousand active cases. While the vaccination rate, 13.3% of the population vaccinated the first dose, and only 5.5% of the population fully vaccinated. The source we taken from Worldometer and Our World in Data. And emergency restrictions have been implemented by the government to stem the surge in COVID-19 cases from day to day. But it turns out that the implementation of these restrictions has not been able to reduce the daily rate of COVID-19 cases, where the figure is still high above 40,000 cases per day. And regarding this, the government apologizes for the non-optimal role of restrictions in suppressing COVID-19 cases, although the government has stated that it will continue to try to reduce the number of COVID-19 cases. Meanwhile, the surge in cases of COVID-19 also has an impact on the high demand for medical oxygen for patients. So how big is the need right now? And let's directly see the data on the next graphic. So we can see the demand and the production of medical oxygen in Indonesia in tons per day. In Jakarta, the demand is 524 tons, while the production is only 101 tons. In West Java, 479 tons demand, while the production is 189. In Central Java, the production much lower, only 63 tons, while the demand is 390 tons. And East Java, it's quite balanced, while the demand is 407 and the production is 492. And Banten, the production is much higher, 643 tons, while the demand is only 130 tons per day. And the high demand for oxygen has prompted the government to cooperate with industry players. Even President Jokowi last week immediately came to one of the largest oxygen producing companies in Indonesia, the Samator Group. In his statement, the president ensured that cooperation with industry players was intended to boost production capacity in order to meet the high demand for medical oxygen, especially for COVID-19 patients in Indonesia. And in addition to encouraging domestic production, as well as importing, the government also said that a number of countries had sent aid to Indonesia. Which countries and what assistance is provided? Let's check the answer in the next graphic. In the third graphic, we can see the aid from the United States and Japan for Indonesia. From the United States, 4.5 million doses of Moderna vaccine, 3 million doses already arrived in July 11, 2021, while 1.5 million doses more from Moderna will come in the next stage. And from Japan, 2.1 million doses of AstraZeneca vaccine, 998.4 thousand doses already arrived on July 11, and 1.1 million doses will come in the next stage. And regarding the assistance, the Japanese ambassador to Indonesia, Kenji Kamsugi, hoped that this assistance could help Indonesia reduce the rate of transmission of COVID-19 and strengthen partnership between the two countries. And then, in addition to two countries, last Friday, Indonesia also received the first phase of assistance from the United Arab Emirates, including 250,000 doses of Sinopharm vaccine, 450 units of 40-liter oxygen cylinders, 150 units of portable oxygen concentrators, and 20 tons of medical equipment, including PPE, masks, and gloves. And furthermore, the government revealed that Singapore and Australia also provide assistance to Indonesia. And for more details, let's check it out in the next graphic. So the aid from Singapore and Australia for Indonesia. The Singapore, 756 units of 50-liter oxygen cylinders, and 600 units of oxygen concentrator, and 200 units ventilator. The aid from Singapore already arrived on 9 and 11 July 2021. Meanwhile, from Australia, 1,000 units ventilator already received on July 9th, 2021. While in the next stage, 2.5 million doses of AstraZeneca vaccine will be sent, 40,000 units of antigen test kits, 700 units of oxygen concentrator, and 170 units of oxygen cylinder. And not only relying on assistance from other countries, the government also continues to strive to accelerate the handling of the pandemic, one of which is in the provision of vaccines, where the Ministry of Health with Pfizer Indonesia and BioNTech agreed to work together to provide 50 million doses of Pfizer vaccine throughout 2021. This agreement is part of Pfizer and BioNTech commitment to help tackle the COVID-19 pandemic, where Pfizer and BioNTech targeting to produce 3 billion doses of COVID-19 vaccine globally by the end of 2021. And hopefully, viewers, with the help of all parties, and of course, the government's hard work, the COVID-19 handling in Indonesia can be more optimal and be able to achieve the target sets. And of course, stay tuned on Market Headlines. We'll be right back after this quick break.